Alright, I got the full Forza Motorsport experience. I got the steering wheel, got the Connect camera for the head tracking so the game can keep track of when I make turns. But something's not right, something's missing. I don't know what could be. Thanks, Jay. Hello everybody, and welcome to the D-Pad. I'm your host Brad Davis, and you're watching a show that's all about video games. We took a small break, but now we're back to finish up the season, and for today's episode we're going to dedicate things to Forza Motorsport 4. Now, Forza Motorsport 3 was one of the best games of 2009, and definitely, in many people's opinion, the best racing game of 2009. But many people also agree that many parts of the game are pretty boring and stale. So, did Forza Motorsport 4 address this? Is Forza Motorsport 4 just a rehash of Forza Motorsport 3, or is it a completely new game? Find out in this review coming up right now. Forza 3 was a great racing game and was considered by many to be the best racing game of 2009. Forza 4 takes everything that was great about Forza 3, improves it, and makes a few additions and changes to other areas of the game to thus make it the most complete racing game that you can get on the Xbox 360. While many players enjoyed Forza 3, a good number also felt that Forza 3 suffered from a user interface and overall career mode layout and format that was pretty boring, with it lacking variation. Fortunately, this was addressed in Forza 4. The World Tour mode in Forza 4 gives you more control over the races you want to race and the cars that you want to use. Instead of simply going to one similar race after another, you now have more options over what to do. The overall user interface has been improved from Forza 3, which is a really good thing for Forza 4's World Tour mode given how open the mode is in comparison to Forza 3's career mode. The World Tour mode in Forza 4 is also more rewarding than the career mode in Forza 3. Sometimes it almost feels a bit too rewarding given the fact that you can get rewarded with a ton of stuff pretty early in the game's World Tour mode. And speaking of rewards, the game also gives you cars if you've played Forza 3, which is nice and sort of makes you feel as if you're continuing your Forza career instead of starting your Forza career all over again. The World Tour mode is a major improvement from Forza 3's career mode, but that's not all that Forza 4 improves on. The actual racing feels tighter than it did in Forza 3. Improvements were made to the actual handling of the cars, making the cars have a greater difference in overall feel while racing. The AI in the game is a mixed bag though. The AI is pretty aggressive and will bump into you during many races, which thus makes the races feel more lively than they did in Forza Motorsport 3. However, the AI will sometimes go off the track in really strange ways. Forza Motorsport 4 has made many graphical improvements. The lighting is a major step up and looks amazing while racing around the tracks, and the car models and overall colors of the game have improved as well, from the sort of strange, cartoony, bold color in-game look of Forza 3. Online multiplayer in Forza 4 has been improved and gives you many more modes to play as well as more players to play with. You can now race against up to 14 other players in races, which thus makes the races more exciting. Some of the new modes that have been added include multi-class races, as well as the new Rivals mode that lets you face ghost replays of other players in various challenges. Top Gear events have also been added to the game, such as car bowling and car soccer. Both of these events are really fun to play, and they break free of the simulation nature of the game, thus they are something that various players of all types can enjoy. Speaking of that fact, the game as a whole has something for many different types of gamers. The game has many assists that make the game easier to play for certain users, and the game has also added features that work with the Xbox Kinect. You can now look at cars with Kinect just by walking around in your room, and you can also even race cars with Kinect just by putting your hands in the air. The game has also added Kinect head tracking, which works pretty well also. Forza 4 has added a lot of improvements. Even though it is missing things that other modern racing games have, such as in-game weather and night races, the game is still loaded with a lot of content. While Forza 4 is a simulation racing game, the game is accessible to all types of players, which is a pretty amazing quality for a game of this nature. Forza 4 isn't a big improvement for Forza 3, but it addresses many of Forza 3's problems. Due to Forza 3 being a good game, Forza 4 being an improvement rather than a full revamp isn't a bad thing at all. If you have an Xbox 360 and are interested in a racing game, Forza 4 is a no-brainer. Alright, and now it's my review of Forza Motorsport 4. It's a fantastic racing game, and if you have an Xbox 360 and you're interested in a racing game, you should definitely pick it up. What we're going to do next is have a battle, me and my brother, and we're going to not have a race in Forza Motorsport 4, but what we're going to do is have a car bowling competition in Forza Motorsport 4. We're going to see who can rack up the most points, and whoever can will add a point onto their score in the ongoing Brad vs. Jordan battle that we've been having through all these episodes of the D-Pad. Alright, so let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to battle. Alright guys, my brother Jordan, as you may already know, and we're about to play Forza Motorsport 4, see who can get the highest score in some car bowling. You ready?
Yep.
Alright, let's do this. So your score to beat is 352,300. Alright. So what you can do. He's just going. Oh, I completely missed that one. Gotta keep on going. beat me by about 8,000. Well, Jordan won that one. He gets a point added to his score. And that wraps up things for this other episode of the D-Pad. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching the show. Until next time, Jordan will see you, and I'll see you. Alright, goodbye everybody.